this anime right here called I Want to Love You Until Your Dying Day. This might have to be the most controversial anime. This is not what it seems, not even by a mile. So this girl right here, she's pretty much, her name's Mimi. She is pretty much a sociopath. Yes, a sociopath, like a war machine. Okay, she doesn't look like it. She looks very, like innocent because she's a kid. That's another thing that's controversial as fuck. They're all like in high school. Okay, they're still in high school or middle school. I don't even know. All right, this is episode 1, but they are fairly young. Okay, so that's controversy number 1. Controversy number 2, they're being trained to be killers. All right, trained killers, unemotional, but look, they look innocent, right? So controversy number 3 is, yes, you guessed it, they fall in love with each other. Yup, that's right. But it's not just that. It's that one way that they heal, right, is through a kiss. So they are gonna be giving each other little pecks here and there, but it's all for healing, right? Yeah, it's all for healing. So yeah, put that all together, it just becomes a giant controversial anime. Very, very, you'd have to tread carefully watching this anime. But here's the other thing that's very ironic about this anime. So you can see here Mimi, they're showing her in a lot. She's like just covered in blood because she just pretty much. This is not a spoiler because that was like the first 5 to 10 minutes of the anime. But yeah, here's the funny thing about why this is hilarious. It's PG-13. Yup, that's right. This is about people who are like in high school, middle school. But people who are in high school and middle school in real life can actually watch this. It's not rated R. You'd think something like this would be rated R. It'd have like a tag that adults only. But no, it's actually for PG-13. What does that mean? Well, that's according to Myanimelist. So maybe they got it wrong, or maybe they're right. But I don't know. To me, this just seems very controversial. Just to name a few other controversial animes, which is Shane Smoker Cat, that's very controversial, very out there, and Tanya the Evil. A lot of bombing and killing and just a little political rhetoric. So add this anime to the list of controversial animes out there that you may or may not want to watch. You may get offended. You know what I'm saying? But that's the thing we love about Japan, right? They're getting on the bandwagon of we don't want censorship. Just look how smooth this animation is. I think that's one of the pluses. I think the storyline is pretty interesting as well. Oh shit! So you can see where I'm coming from now. We really gotta, as my friend Hebe says, walk on eggshells. When it comes to these animes. So one more time, here's the anime. If you want to check it out, it looks very pleasant. Look at this. They're holding hands. But let me tell you guys, they're holding hands for a whole nother reason. And that's the other thing, right? This is a girls love anime. Okay, so in Japan, they don't allow these things to happen in real life. So that's what they gotta write about it. It's a fantasy to them. So yeah, let's get into the comments and see what everybody else thinks. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's gonna get a lot of praise here by these guys. We are in Myanimelist. My favorite manga of all time has finally gotten its long-awaited anime adaptation. I had the luxury of watching the early screening, but now the episode is releasing tomorrow. Everywhere else, I will give my full spoiler-free thoughts. A story which is very emotionally focused more than anything. Shinu, after the death of her roommate, meets a young girl drenched in blood, and their conflicting lives quickly get brought together. Completely opposites: a girl who hates war, blood, and death, and a girl who's completely numb to it all. Yeah, so that's Mimi for you. Completely numb to it all. It's certainly interesting dynamic following the whole polar opposites type of trope, but it's executed well in my opinion. Episode 1 served to introduce the main characters and general role of Kimi Shinu. If any of you think this is depressing, you're in for one hell of a shock. One of my favorite parts of this episode is the intercom calling out the students' numbers. It's one of the more tense parts of the story when everyone's holding their breaths, hoping their numbers won't be chosen to head out into battle. So yeah, this is actually the scene right here. This is actually perfectly placed. So this is the scene where they're calling out the numbers and they're just waiting to be called to go into war. But of course, Mimi gets called and she's just like, oh, okay, I'm out. I'm out. I'll go out there right now. We don't know what they're fighting yet. commies or something. I don't know. So regarding the concept of healing through kissing, I personally really like it. Whoa, Phantom. Whoa, oh whatever, man. Who cares, right? This is just a story. This is just an anime, okay? It's a fairly unique and intimate concept. I mean, it's not like it works with everyone. You got to be on the same wavelengths. No, that's true. Yeah, of course, yeah. There are exceptions to the rule, as they mentioned, and trust each other to some extent. Majority of the cast are kids, so if it wasn't obvious from this show, has no real ecchi scenes. It's very focused on emotional. I don't know unless you count Fran. Lamau was surprised they chose to make her hair purple, though she was quite the design. Fran. Who the fuck is Fran? Let's check out who Fran is. I don't know the characters yet, you know. Beginning of the anime, so let's see. Fran, Mimi, Sheena. These are the two main. Let's see. Fran. Oh, the MILF. I mean my wife Fran right here. Or is she a? Don't tell me she's a man, bro. I wouldn't. But yeah, that was some good that was some good feedback there. But yeah, you can see here that there is some smooching going on here. Very, I don't know, man. You guys be the judge if you guys want to watch this anime. So yeah, you can see here. This is the girl. I mean, the genre is girls love. So if you don't want to see any of this, if it's grotesque to you, don't watch this anime. Let's see. Oh, guess who had to clean the fucking thread? Damn it! I want to see the juicy stuff, the juicy comments. Some chain posts were about to start a few arguments. They got clean to avoid the forum going off topic. Okay, so you can see here people were probably arguing and shit about the girls kissing and the whole complication when it comes to that. Let's see what Nate has to say. He loves his Yuri. Peak Yuri finally on the fucking menu. Bro, there was Yuri, bro, Kaminan Botan. I feel like you did watch that, Nate. If you watched like what 50 anime last season, how did you not watch Kaminan Botan? That was peak Yuri too. That was well on the menu last season. Can't believe I'm seeing comments comparing this Whisper Me a Love Song. Not remotely similar at all. The production values here have been great so far. Kissing, check. Hand holding, check. No man in sight, check. Okay, you can see here Mimi just walking by like it's nothing. She just got called out to war. And they're just like watching her like walk away. Oh, so they trying to use the old mono transfer kissing gimmick. Please, these girls are gay. Mimi kinda getting me diff. Flashbacks too with how she always wants to kiss Sheena as if she craves love she never received from her. It's sad as fuck. Solid premiere, nothing crazy. But I think I know where they're gonna go with this. Who knows? Who knows where we're gonna go with this? Very cool. I thought the premise was really cool. I wanted to see how it well influenced. What the fuck? Okay. Oh, that was very impressive. Let's see if I can like mimic how he sounds. Oh, watashi. It looked great. And characters are good so far. But I especially like the sort of roundabout pass Yuri. I'm not even a Yuri fan. And the two girls on the stairs weren't actually kissing. It's restoration magic. Intellectual here. But it only works between people who have an affinity for each other. Okay, Mr. What are they? Yeah, okay, cool. Thanks for the feedback. So yeah, here's more intimacy. Our first couple. Yep. And of course, amazing healing method. I totally support it so much. The nurse. I've seen the nurse do it before during an emergency. Interesting. So there you have it. There's the controversy. There's the story. There's the plot. There are the characters. Here's the animation. Here's this crazy girl. She's just losing her mind. Pointing a knife at somebody like it's normal, but of course it's not normal. That her name is Lizzie Serene. What can I say? What else could I say? What else could I fucking say, damn it?